You know, you're not usually the host when I are a bit lost on everything your co-hosts have uploaded. Well, welcome everyone to this um, first look of Spy X Family Season 2, where we finally getting to following the Mommy Yor, Daddy Loid, and their adorable daughter Anya in their continuous journey in this comedic adventure. And
You missed my
I
boy
have
Bond, Isaac.
okay, and
Borscht.
hilarious dog Bond.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, I don't know. Are we? Are you sure you don't talk about James Bond? But I digress. But joining me today is my good co-host Jamie. How are you doing, Jamie?
I'm doing well. I'm glad to be here. Glad to talk about Spy Family because, some of the complaints that we had last season have been addressed in a wonderful way.
Told you. And we also have a special guest that have been here at during the Chainsaw Man episode along some other events, and that's Nathan Arkwinder. How's it going, buddy?
I'm very good, very good. Thought you guys saw the last of me last year. Think again. I'm back this time for some appropriate your appreciation, and I guess the rest of the show too, but mostly yours. Be real.
Yeah. I mean, it's we all know how your feelings regarding Spike's family.
Oh, not as much as yours.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to pun a joke. Anyway, you are reading the manga on Spy Family, right? Nathan?
Yeah, I read the
So,
I'm reading the manga.
yeah, so I want to start off with you, Jamie, since you're an anime only of what you think of the anime so far. I do remember you said at one of the first episodes where Damien and his friends, for example, started to on their camping trip in East. Are they doing filler already? Kind of deal.
Yeah, the beginning of this season had me a little worried because it was all still fun. Spy Family content or Spy Family filler, I should say, is fun, but it's also like that's not the way they set up the series. Like, it's not supposed to be an anthology, at least not all the way through. Like, we have a plot line where Lloyd is trying to keep the country safe and Anya is trying to keep her, like, abilities a secret from her parents. And Yor is an assassin that's trying to hide her identity from the rest of the family as well. And I feel like early on in the season, we didn't get a lot of that, which I was not super happy with, even though I enjoyed the episodes, but definitely at the point that we're at now, which is, let's see, the last episode that premiered was episode 8. We're getting a lot more of Yor, which I'm super, super happy to see, especially after last season where I felt like we barely even saw Yor. And we get to see her being a badass assassin at that. So yeah, they definitely addressed a lot of my concerns. I love where the story is right now, like the past 2 or 3 episodes. And yeah, I really couldn't be more happy with this. It's definitely been once again a nice palate cleanser compared to Attack on Titan just finished, and that was heavy and then kind of weird towards the end. And there's just not that many anime, at least that I'm watching, that are quite like this. So I've been having a lot of fun.
What about you, Nathan?
Oh,
What's your thought of the season so far as a
Uh,
manga reader?
I say this as someone who picked up the manga after season one. I say that it's been like a really good adaptation so far. I think like the anime does a really good job with like basically like making like the comedic moments from the manga much more funnier now with the actors being just having a wonderful time with the material, but also making like the really cool stuff with Yor later on in the this part of the season just way more awesome to watch, especially with like the beatdowns in the recent episodes. Those were just S tier like animations like for the show.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. And I'm pretty much on your side of when it comes to that. And I don't know about you guys, but doesn't it feel like they upped the budget for this season?
Yeah, it does feel like because like the first season just went like very viral, like it was beloved across the internet. So I imagine like a studio gazette somewhere said, all right, this show is making us a lot of money, let's put more money into it, then it will just get
Mhm.
more and more attention, and then like we'll make more and more money. So I'm very happy that the production value has been amped up, especially with like the material in this season.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
They definitely put a lot of love into these past few episodes where there have been like fight scenes and reactions and like big crowds and even new sets. So they have to like make new backgrounds and everything. And I'm appreciating all of it. I've been enjoying all of it, and I can definitely see like a lot of the effort that's been put into especially characterizing Yor a little bit more.
Yeah, because we all know that they are doing is it Spy Family White that the movie is called?
Yeah, I think it's called Spy
That's
Family White Film or something. I mean,
yeah, and we all know that the animation quality can often go downhill a bit. Not that it means that it goes horrible. Just look at My Hero Academia
uh,
animation.
hmm.
We are not talking about the quality of the story here, Nathan. I know
Uh,
what you
I
think
was
of.
talking. No, I was talking about the animation. Season 5, man. That they did that season dirty. Don't get me started on My Villain Academia, man. But I digress.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
But then again, the Spy Family might not be as animation heavy as
Yeah. Spy
My
Family
Hero
is
Academia is.
more small scale. It's more like comedic, where like you can like be, you can get away with maybe being not necessarily being cheap, but being more like not being as expressive in the animation. You know what I mean? It's like My
Yeah.
Hero Academia. It's like the scale is much larger, but Spy Family is comparatively like a much smaller scale story, so the animation is allowed to work with more within its budget.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And it also goes to something that you talked about, Jamie, that I feel shows quite heavily in this season, actually. And I do believe we have also talked about this, Nathan, but the fact that the you can easily this is a show that you can easily spend 10 maybe 5-10 years just going through it like a villain of the day kind of deal, considering what's the inspiration for it. And I don't know about and I do believe sort of like the whole card, let us go with the card episode, so to speak, where they are challenging Anya and her schoolmates are challenging each other for the cookie. And
Hmm.
hmm
while adorable, it slows down the show somewhat.
Hmm.
Something like that. I do love the manga. Don't get me wrong. I can see it on my bookshelf over here at my office.
Yeah.
But so I can understand where the concern is
Yeah.
on that. But I want to ask. I want to let's start with you, Nathan.
hmm
Of what what is the your favorite moment in this season so far? With we start with every character, sort of like that. What's your favorite scenario with Lloyd, for example?
My favorite, I think my favorite moment with Lloyd was like I got two moments. One when him and Bond just were teamed up to break into that building, and then they did that epic beatdown of those bad guys. I really like that. I like that. That's a bit of a situation that we don't really get where like we have like a Bond, like the future seeing dog helping out Lloyd with his missions. I found that to be like and also I found it really wholesome afterward. Like where like after like Bond helped Lloyd, like Bond like Lloyd got him like cooked up a very nice meal from. Like, oh, that's pretty wholesome. The other favorite moment was like when like it was like later on when like Lloyd's trying to impress Anya, just trying to show he's very fun. Like he puts on that really ugly outfit. You know what I mean? Like he's like,
Yeah.
oh, does it look cool? Like, and Anya's like, no. It's like he just dies on the inside. Like that's like this has probably been the hardest mission of Lloyd's life. It's like he's been shot,
Being a dad.
beaten, but trying to impress a young child it's way harder than anything he has ever faced.
And Jamie, what about you?
My favorite moments so far, definitely the which episode was it? It might have been the second or third episode when Anya and her friend go out shopping. I thought that was super funny. And I don't know how she managed to find something that was Peanuts related, but that really made me laugh. I would say that one is up there. The like pastry of knowledge was also pretty funny. And honestly, I think the most recent episode, where and I just realized I'm like, I don't know if we set the tone earlier, but I feel like we've probably been talking about spoilers for a bit. So if you're not caught up,
Yeah,
you should catch up. But yeah, the most recent episode has been something I feel like just based on what I've seen from the series so far that I've really enjoyed because we got to see like a very emotional side of Yor where she's really thinking about like why am I doing this job? Like, do I need to
yeah,
be doing this? I don't want to get hurt and then lose this family that
yeah,
I've now created, even though like she knows that it's I guess started as a fake family, but it's become a lot more than that, and she really cares about
yeah,
that.
yeah. But for me, I don't. I'm surprised that no one of you didn't choose it. But when it comes to Lloyd, for me, it actually is in one of the first episodes. I can't recall which, where he and Joris going to a date, and he's trying to get her in the limousine so they can go away and just have a nice evening. And he sees her looking so. He believes she is angry at him, but she is hurt like hell. And
Mm-hmm.
Because she got
and
shot in the
he's
butt.
just
Yeah.
yeah, shot in the butt, and him just oh, what am I doing now? What am I doing now? Sort of like all panicking mode. I mean, it's how should I put it? I think we all have been at in the situation that we have planned to do something fun with a family member or friend, or date for that matter, and just we notice the signal, we read the signal wrong from the person, and just believe that everything is just going wrong, and what should you do? Blah 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 blah. So, and that's honestly my favorite moment because of it, because it's also so relatable, at least in my book. What are you
Yeah.
laughing at, Nathan?
I'm just laughing at just remembering everything you told me on Discord, man. I remember Sure. I just thinking back to that and like yeah, I see, like Lloyd, literally you. You're literally Lloyd.
No.
Oh.
But let's go over to our favorite little anime daughter here, Anya. And I want to let Kimmy start here since Arquinder started with Lloyd. What's been your favorite Anya moment so far?
My favorite Anya moment. That's a good question. I think probably her trying to like study for these tests again. She always like every once in a while she's like, you know what, I'm really gonna do it. I'm gonna sit down and try. And she somehow still manages to fail. I kind of wanted to be like at the end of the series, it turns out like, oh, you know, like maybe she was reading the test upside down or something and she's actually a genius. But yeah, I think her like constantly giving that effort and then like seeing nothing out of it is a little sad, but also pretty funny. Because she always thinks she's doing so well too. I guess it's more relatable actually. Because
Yeah.
I took calculus in high school, and there would be times where I'm like, oh my god, like I totally understand this test. I'm doing so well, and then I get like a D, and I'm like, what happened?
That's me in high school with math too. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all have gotten through that part. I know exactly what you get my mean.
Memories. But
yeah, that leading into the pastry of knowledge, that was pretty good. I like that setup.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in school and want good grades, I guess you would be as desperate and try everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what about you, Nathan?
All
What would you call your favorite moment?
Okay, so like on like the cruise ship, when like yours battling like that assassin, like yours like oh no, like all these people are like watching me, I'm going to be found out, but then like Anya's like right there, like, and basically yours like oh no, I just got myself exposed, but Anya's like oh there's like the lady from the circus, it's so nice. I'm like, I really like that moment because it's kind of like ingenious, because from Anya's perspective, she's helping out her mom, like from like to help beat this assassin, and you know, and she succeeds. But from like yours perspective, she's like, "Oh, thank goodness, Anya didn't recognize me, and she gave me like, a perfect cover. Like, oh, thank you, Anya. She came in clutch there. Now I can focus on the fight again."
Yeah, I can. I remember reading that in the manga, and it just laughing my ass off, honestly.
Yeah, Anya's street smart.
Yeah, I agree on that one. I can totally agree on that one. And I have to say that Nathan probably stole my options for that one, because it just, I don't know, it just clicked with me. Personally, it just. I lost my train of thought there. I'm so sorry about that.
It happens to the best of us, man, especially me.
I mean, yeah. But let us go over to a certain dog, and I assume that you have already told us your favorite Bond moment, Nathan.
It's well, like my other favorite Bond moment was like when basically he was like with Frankie and like in the park, and like, and Frankie's like, "Oh, why am I with you? I'm not a dog sitter or a babysitter?" Then like basically Bond almost helps him get like a date, and like and he's like never mind, we're friends now. It's like it's just Bond's the ultimate wingman. What can I say? He's just the goat dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Luckily, he doesn't live in Full Metal Alchemist world.
No,
Or
no.
JoJo.
Please, no. I can't imagine happening to my main boy. Please stop.
Uh, I do wonder what would be worse, Full Metal Alchemist or JoJo.
Um,
I
I
Why
feel
are
like
we? Can
JoJo
we focus on the
personally.
wholesome again? This is
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. And what
Yeah,
about what
I'm
about you, Jamie? Favorite Bond moment?
I'm trying to think. I'm like, I don't feel like we've seen a whole lot of Bond, at least not recently. But Bond trying to like survive with like it's like, oh no, we ran out of dog food. Like, I'll just make you something. And Bond's like, dear God, please no. That was pretty funny. That's a good
Um,
Bond moment to me.
I mean, maybe that's why she's immune. Yours immune to poison. She ate her horrible cooking since childhood.
She's been poisoning herself since she was a child.
well. Remember, she survived like eating like raw blowfish fluid. So, and I basically I like that moment when she just it basically snapped her out of her mood. I'm like, oh, like that's like so I'm like she's basically immune to all known toxins. Essentially, she's practically like she's practically like I mean yeah she can pretty only the only way you can actually beat her is that you actually have to beat her in a fight, and we all know you ain't beating Yor in a fight, so she's practically unstoppable at this moment. Uh,
Yeah,
Until
going.
Fiona comes back and comes back for that round too, then maybe Yor has a challenger. But until then, she's
Mm.
practically like the most powerful character in the show.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Yor, I guess considering how heavy this season has focused on Yor, why not? I thought that maybe we have the more talking about her as of right now, because well, like I said, it has focused a lot more on Yor in this season. And well, let's start with you, Jamie. Then,
Uh,
Yeah, I
or
think
what you guys gonna say, Nathan?
Nothing. I just was I misheard you. That's all. Not to worry.
Okay.
I think outside of like kind of the more recent episode where we see your kind of breakdown, since I already mentioned that moment, I would go back to the beginning of this season, kind of what you were saying about like Lloyd and Yor going out on the date. And it's like the fact that Yor could have very simply said, like, hey, I'm in a lot of pain, so I don't feel like going out right now. Or if my mood is off, that's why. And she's just like, no, I can't ruin anything. Like, I have to go out with Lloyd. The fact that she couldn't do that simple thing, that's that's pretty funny. And then she makes all of these like very like in pain faces, and she's just completely oblivious to the way that she outwardly looks is also hilarious.
Nathan?
Uh, I have like I guess like you said, there's a lot of your moments throughout the season, but but if I had to pick one I really really like, I of course I still love like the moment where like you're just drank like poison like blowfish and survived and got better. That was pretty funny. But I also like the moment where like when she's talking to that woman she was protecting on the cruise. She, like kind of with like kind of asking about her life and all that. But then also taking her outside just to experience fresh air, like something that her and her child haven't experienced in days since they've been hiding out. That was a
Yeah.
really wholesome moment between them. And it kind of, you're kind of seeing like how much a mother's willing to protect her kid. I found I just find that whole dynamic with Yor and the mother there's really wholesome to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can completely understand that, and it's sort of like it allows your both of the options you guys said that to understand how it be to be more social, considering she doesn't have that much of a social skills, and I argue she still doesn't have one even to this day in the anime. And
Mhm.
for me, honestly, I'm gonna have to sort of like somewhat being with you on that cruise, and it is when she is thinking about why she had a hard time with the assassin at first, and just reflect and all that, and you can see her. It's the person. You can see her going from a. I just looking at them as cover up to know that, as we said before, they are starting to become more of a family, and she doesn't want to leave them. She's scared about it, and she's not only doing her best to cover to defeat them because protection, obviously, but in such a way that she can still being with the forgers. Although I dare argue that she overreact when about the new haircut. I think Lloyd would have been okay with it, just like Jamie said regarding her. If she has said some other some proper thing. Or sort of like no, sorry, something my butt hurts because I fall down or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Or she
but
even could have said I pulled a muscle when I would have believed her. I pull muscles all the time.
yeah. So, but that's me. So I have another question. So sort of, and I was going. I know that you read the manga, Nathan, but I'm gonna ask you: is without going into sort of like spoilers, I know it will be hard for you, but what do you hope we see in later season, later in the season, moving forward?
I will
Because
say
I know there is chance for filler after all.
it's true.
Oh.
Like, yeah, especially since like I think like the manga, like even at the rate of like seasonal anime, with the manga being like a bi-weekly story, I think there's still a chance the anime might catch up to the manga. So their filler isn't out of the question. So, but back to your question, like I would want to know like what I would like to know is like just learn more about the like backstories of some of the other characters. I would like to know what's more of Lloyd's backstory, more of yours backstory, more of like the handler's backstory. I want to learn more about Frankie. I want to learn about like, how like all like the adult characters got to where they are in the current story. Like what events in their past pushed them to be the people they are right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just I also just want to, of course, that would if we dive into the handler's backstory, I think this was said in the last season that she had a daughter, so of course we'll get some tear jerkers right there, and I'm a sucker for tear jerkers, so yeah. So I would want to explore like some of the tragedy of the characters, and and make the audience have and learn more about them as people, and how they are kind of become who they are.
Yeah, I'm definitely I echo a lot of those things. And I think that's kind of where my frustration with season 1 came from, is because they would allude to like really interesting things about these characters, like the handler, like having experience with a daughter, or Yor like being an assassin, but we never really got to see that in season 1. So we didn't really know like how that affected her mentally, other than like clearly there's some kind of separation. Um and so being able to dive deeper into Yor's character, at least for this season, I'm really happy with addressing, because there definitely was a lack of Yor in the first season. So now I'm more interested in exploring, like you said, like more of Lloyd's character, like how he got to where he was, because there's some allusions to his backstory as well. I'm really going deeper with a lot of the adult characters.
If worst comes to worst, they can always just make a prequel manga, like Better Call Saul, but for Spy X Family characters. I would read that manga like without even like hesitation. Like,
Yeah, I double checked just out of curiosity when you talked about moving, sort of like being up to speed with a manga, and as of right now, I don't know how many episodes the season 2 will be. I suppose it will be 12. Was it 12 or 24 episodes the last season had?
It was, I think, 25. Like was the last season.
Yeah, I think I went longer.
Yeah.
Is this season also
Yeah.
split up into cores? Do you guys know?
I assume it's split into cores.
Let's see the.
Let me
Oh.
see.
Let's see. Okay, wait. Okay, I'm checking this on Wikipedia. Apparently, the second season of the series has 12 episodes. So,
Oh,
like,
It's shorter episode season.
yeah, 12 episodes. I'm like, heck.
you
Oh,
know,
it's probably
it's
for the
interesting
movie.
because like we had a much longer season, but I would say so much of the season was filler. But now we have a season that's more to the point. It's shorter, so it makes sense. But also, boo.
Maybe it's because of the movie. They don't.
That's also a possibility.
If I were a betting man, I would probably say part of the reason was the movie, and they had to divide up their resources and also give the manga more time to breathe. Because again, if they adapt it 25 episodes per season, like they would definitely need to be making a lot of filler eventually.
Yeah.
So I guess they're
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
avoid that unfortunate outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm looking at Manga Plus right now, since it take a little longer to go through the actual volumes. The last episodes that we had was to cover the chapter 53, and as of right now, it has, although there is a lot of short chapters / illustrations, so I don't know if you can call. Okay, let us see. Technically have 19th episode if you discount special shorts / illustration that they release from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And so 53 out of 90s. Yeah, I can see it could be a combination of the movie and the whole not.
Not want to play a
So-
Naruto Shippuden for Spy Family. That's
So
I
is
mean, you
the
could-
content of the movie, I think we talked about this before being all like filler, as in like it's not based on any manga chapters.
Yeah, I think it's just I think like the movie will be like just how like it's essentially like it's soft canon, as I call it. It's like it's canon, but you can basically push it out and it wouldn't change anything about the series. That's
Okay.
Yeah, as far as I know, that's it's not in the manga, but it's meant to be in canon of the manga, sort of like that. But and honestly, it's very going back to what's talked about before. This is so they have an end goal, granted, but this is a show that you can easily just have a villain of the day. And from what we could, you can look the movie as it's just an extended episode with the villain of the day there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of deal.
Okay.
I dare argue.
And then another question I had. So you were saying there's about like 80-ish chapters without
90.
the like 90-ish chapters without the illustrations and things. So from where we are in Spy Family now, just like season 2, episode 8, like how many chapters do you think have been adapted?
53. It
Oh,
was
yeah, that's a
the
lot.
latest. The latest chapter was 53. So
Wow.
if they have and they started the season at, I do believe 41 or
Oh.
sort of. I think they started at 41 or something like that. So if they keep up in this pace, they would easily be in season 3 or season 4 at least. be up to speed with the manga, I would dare argue, depending on how close they are together. At least they're not like One Piece that doesn't really take any breaks.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah,
mentioned
like
One Piece, but it was the best option.
wasn't One Piece like wasn't there a joke that like the recent episode of One Piece were basically a chapter an episode? Wasn't that just
Yep.
oh
Yep.
that's a wait, that's real? Oh damn. Oh man. But yeah.
Toei know how to stretch out the pages. What can I say?
Yeah, I heard. I think I'm not sure who it was that posted on Discord, but we have our own like anime chat in our server, and somebody posted a TikTok of like this is the One Piece like Wano arc, which I think is like over 200 episodes or something, and comparing it to other anime like seasons and series, and it's like that arc on its own. It encapsulates all of JoJo from part 1 to part 6. I think it takes up like a good chunk of My Hero. There's like a lot of other anime series that it eclipses, which is insane.
I'm pretty sure the Wano arc basically, like if if it's 200 episodes, it basically clears My Hero in terms of length, especially since with if the last
one arc. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Right.
I
just quick side note. Basically, people say the next My Hero season might be the last season. So, assuming that it's also 25 episodes, like the last few seasons, that would mean that the Wano arc is just longer than the entirety of My Hero Academia, and that's
no, that's insane.
That's,
I don't know what to
that's
say
insane.
there.
People love it too. So I mean,
yeah, like exactly like, but like that couldn't work with someone like Spy X Family. It doesn't have the same hype level. If you know what I mean, it doesn't really have like it doesn't have like the credibility that it could just basically get away with a chapter an episode.
It did though in some of the episodes in season 1.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah, but wasn't that like the fluff stuff, like kind of like the filler stuff, like that feels like filler, That's not.
Yeah, and fun fact about the one arc, the anime adaptation of that one started in 2019.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, it took 4 years.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. So let me ask you this. Actually, this is intriguing. So, how many seasons of this arc is there?
Okay, now it's going from. Are you talking about One Piece or Spy now? Because this is getting derailed.
We should probably refocus on the Spy Family now. One Piece is its own show. Like right.
Yeah. TLDR, One Piece long.
Yeah, One Piece long. One Piece good, but very long. As a warning.
Yes.
And last thing, if you want to start the show, I recommend a One Piece.
One Piece. Like it cuts out. It tightens it up everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I digress. Moving forward
with
Spy Family.
Let's return back to our Spy X Family stream, guys. Let's return to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I forgot to mention about the future part. And is there any character that you hope you get that you specifically hope returns later down the line for in this season?
Okay, like in season 1, like my favorite character, one of my favorite characters in season 1 was that the episode where Loid has to break into the school to like get some stuff, and he encounters like the worst spy ever, Daybreak. I'm like, I want that guy back. He was one of the funniest
that's funny.
He's one of the funniest characters in the show. Like he hasn't ever shown up again. Like he's so underrated. He has so much comedic potential, and he's just forgotten about. Like, come on, bring back my boy Daybreak. Come on.
Yeah. He could be perfect filler material if they want. If there are anything in the manga, I can't recall.
Yeah, yeah. I would watch that filler. Like no questions asked. I would defend that filler with my life because Daybreak is awesome.
Now we need the second movie to be Twilight versus Daybreak.
That's literally just coughing baby. There's just nuclear bomb. Like it would be a short movie.
I mean, you can have it being sort of like a Looney Tunes cartoon style episode. I don't know.
We'll pitch our ideas towards the studio later. Right now, we have to focus on on what we want in the next season.
Yeah.
I was more thinking this season, this season moving forward.
I think if we're gonna balance out this season, for me, I would like to see more of like what Loid is up to, because we've seen a lot of like Anya shenanigans, being at school and sneaking around and being a spy at one point, or at least trying to be a spy. So I would love to get some more of Loid, maybe like a little hint of his backstory as we close the season, so that way we can start season 3 with like similar thing. Like Yor had like a very huge moment with these past like 2 or 3 episodes, and I would love to see Loid kind of get the same treatment. I think that would be a great way to close out the season.
Yeah, I agree. That would probably like tie up the season quite well.
Yeah, just don't get me a season that's focusing on Yuri, please, for the love of Naga. Sorry, I don't like Yuri. I have never liked Yuri. Never will.
Yuri. He's the only man who has a bigger crush on Yor than you, and he's her brother.
See, Isaac sees competition.
I never liked Siscon characters. Okay,
that's fair.
We ain't in Alabama, man. Don't worry. You don't. That's not a controversial opinion here.
Yuri's a fun character to me. I don't love every time that I see him because it's like I already know what time he's on, so in that way he's a little bit predictable. But he does just bring like some very just like interesting things happen when Yor and Loid and Yuri are together, because he doesn't like Loid, but he loves Yuri. Or sorry, he loves Yor, so he doesn't want her to feel like bad or anything. And I feel like that, like, I guess love triangle scenario is pretty interesting.
It's an odd way to put the the love triangle. Watch this. Watch Spy Family ending up with Fiona and Yor ending up together, and they're connecting to their hate of active other on the Forge family. I don't know.
Hey man, wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, true. But when I don't really know what I'm forward to in the season or / hope for. It's as long as it's good, I'm always okay, because I know how filler and all that can turn out. And heck, just I know it's a sidetrack again, but a certain I don't want this show to be a promise that never land, if you catch my drift. But
yeah, I still haven't watched that season because I just heard horrible things.
No. Watch season 1, then read the manga.
Yeah,
from there.
Plan. I really like season 1 too, so it was kind of heartbreaking to hear.
I have a rant about the season finale about that. Link below in the description after this recording. but anyway, do we have anything else to say about our first impression of this show so far?
I want to say there's like 2 parts I really liked about the show. Like 2 like mini episodes were like mini sketch where like the episode where we get like an episode of Bond Man where like
Oh, that
Bond
was
Man like
fun.
the ultimate Rizzler, the ultimate but then he gets his ass kicked by everyone like oh
Yeah, and he's like trying to be a lady killer.
yeah, like bro thinks he was him. He's not
Yeah.
him.
No.
Yeah, but my other favorite, like the other part of the episode of the season, I really wanted to like focus on was like I think it was like the last part like of right now like where Yuri gets sick and basically he has like we have a whole like flashback with him like getting better because Yuri gave him like a very bad tea that was so bad it just cured him of the sickness. So I like that he just like okay. Yo, dude, can you get this? You need to get this tea because this tea reminds me of how Yor made this tea when I was sick as a kid. And then he drinks it and just go and he of course spits it out, but he feels a lot better. That's like I was like, oh my, like you gotta say something. You gotta give it to Yor. She's probably the greatest doctor to have lived in anime, unintentionally, yes, but you can't disagree with the results.
I mean, yeah, when you put it like that, forget sensu beans. Just get yours cooking.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Do you have
Yeah.
anything else to say about the show so far?
I would definitely
Season so far.
Yeah, I would definitely say and part of me is pointing at one of our co-hosts and leader Brandon. If you didn't enjoy like a lot of the filler-ish episodes from season 1, or at least like you kind of felt that the plot was lost, definitely give season 2 a try. It's not completely perfect, but it definitely does a much better job of letting us get deeper into these characters and really just have a lot of fun. So if you're one of those people that was kind of on the fence, like, should I watch season 2 or not? And you did enjoy season 1, I would definitely give season 2 a shot. Because so far I like this much better.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it's based on the say it's only going to be better from there. Here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really starts to kick off. Like manga's really cooking after this arc. Let me tell you that much.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Love to hear that.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't. I can't recall anything in my hand. I think more to say, but with that said, thank you all for being here and listening to this stream about our first take of the Spy Family Season 2. And Arkwinder, where can people find you?
You can find me on my Twitter account. Not X. It's Twitter, guys. Never X. But
I mean, it's about to be dead if we're being honest.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can find me on twitter.com, or also you can find me on like it hasn't properly launched yet, but you can also find me on Blue Sky at Nate the VA. Hopefully the Twitter replacement, but we'll see. If you also want to follow get more of my opinions on things, you can follow my channel Arkwinder, where I have 3 reviews out right now. First review about My Hero Academia season 6 is War. It has recently catch over 100,000 views, which I am very happy about. But and I also have reviewed the first season of Fire Force and the first season of Rent a Girlfriend. I recommend you guys watch those videos. I think they're quite good. And
next?
Wait.
You're going to cover 100 Girlfriend next?
No, I'm covering Chainsaw Man. Okay, once I get my next video out, I'm covering Chainsaw Man, and then if there's enough plot in 100 Girlfriends, maybe I'll give it a shot. But I digress. Now, but yes, you can find me at my channel Arkwinder, and I hope you guys give me a chance. Thank you.
Yeah, check it out.
Jamie, where can people find you?
I've been doing a lot of gaming content as of late. So if you catch me streaming, which I'm gonna start Persona 5 Tactica now, so that'll be something I'm doing over this weekend. You can find me on twitch.tv/swiper_prime. And you can search up the same username on YouTube to find some of my VODs and other gaming content.
Nice. And
Nice.
you can find me over at, Emblemaniac on Twitter. And I'm thinking about starting to cover my Instagram a bit more since, well, Twitter's probably gonna die. And I hope
Yeah.
I get some Blue Skies link in soon. And also I have something cooking that I'm hoping that will be done before the end of the year at least. And FYI, the second episode of the Zelda manga should have been released soon, but the file got corrupt and I have to start over. So
Oh no.
when it comes to the editing, luckily the video file is it's still there. It just editing and all that got corrupt, so I'm currently working on it.
Godspeed, Isaac. May this you be able to finish this video.
Yeah. Giving you my energy.
We're Goku. You're Goku, and we're like the people of Earth. We're lending you our power.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Everyone in the audience, give your power to Isaac. He needs it right now more than you really, very much so.
Yeah. Anyway, have it awesome, everyone.
Thank you for having me on board.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. And peace out, everyone. So, for being